Hey guys, and welcome to another Minecraft video. Now, this is on the Tekkit Classic server, unknown Tekkit. IP will be in the description below. Um, but here we have our Great Hall. Now, it's slightly different here, even there, as you can tell. I've been busy since I think it was 2 weeks ago that I uploaded the video of, well, kind of a base. This part hasn't changed much. But where the abandoned mine shaft used to be is just a little bit different. We have a nice little staircase here. I prefer a 3x3 staircase in Tekkit Classic. Gives you the both of best worlds as opposed to just about anything else. Water elevator is quite slow, um, and I think also very complicated and harder to set up than a staircase. Ladders you cannot fly down, you can only fly up, so you have to take the slow way down. Which for when you have like swift wolves rending gales, yeah, not so great when you can't fly. Um, so this gives the best of both worlds. It has a 1 by 1 by like 30 hole that you can just drop down, fly up, however you want, and then it has the staircase that spirals along down. And as long as you're careful, you won't fall off stairs, even if you're like not very careful at all, like at all. You won't fall down. But anyways, we're going to be taking the short way, but from the very top. So without further ado, and they can be annoying when you get like that, but you get it going. And I think you guys saw a bit of a snapshot of what's to come. Maybe if you pause the video, you probably saw what's coming anyways. But if we look up, sandstone, a little bit of a energy condenser there, some marble, cobblestone continues, and then boom. Yeah, this is the Great Hall now. The Great Hall of AJ Cannon. Marble floors with, almost said seared brick, but no Tinker's Construct in this. Not even out yet, as a 1.2.5. But we have basalt bricks, that's what those black ones are. The white is marble. And then we have cobblestone pathing. Then, of course, the, as promised, 3 tiers of walkways. You have the top tier, top kek, middle tier, middle kek, and low tier, bottom kek. Um, Yes, I wouldn't consider as much a walkway, but it is more of a sidewalk, I guess you could say. Um, but yeah, this is the Great Hall of AJ Cannon. Still work in progress, even though it looks very finished, very done, and that's one of the reasons. Yeah, so yeah, PvP in F1 is not so great. Um, the reason why I'm F1 is so that you guys get a better picture of the Great Hall. And also, chat. There's no chat or anything to bother you guys. Um, so yeah, basically, what I've done here is each of these arches, except for the top row on the sides, like the short sides, you have the long side and you have the short sides there and there. And it's all 9 tall, so that's 9 tall, that's 9 tall, that's 9 tall, though it is a little bit shorter here, coming in at only 8 blocks tall because the way the ceiling goes. See, I'd originally planned it with the roof being at that level above me rather than this level, but it was a lot easier to have it at that level. And so I made it that level, and I think it looks a little nicer. Um, adds some variety. Um, you know, if I had moved the arcs down, then it kind of would have ruined everything. And every time, I swear, I always misplace something. Like I said, still very much a work in progress. But as you tell, that was actually 2 blocks there, yes. Micro blocks being parts of blocks, hence the micro, because they're not full. Micro blocks are essentially a builder's best friend and worst nightmare. Best friend because you can make anything look 100 times better and 100 times more detailed, or 1,000 more times more detailed even. Um, but it's a million times more painful. Because if you're trying to place like, so this is the equivalent of 1 block of gold. It's 2 slab blocks, which can be placed anyway, sideways, upside down, essentially like slabs 2.0, but like when slabs were just coming out anyways. well, I don't know what update slabs were in, but slabs 2.0 before slabs were really widely used. Um, but basically, you have, these, which are slabs, and you have two slabs. So the way you make micro blocks is, well, these are already made into slabs, but you take the diamond handsaw, which just is a crafting recipe like that. Can be any handsaw, though some blocks require different levels of handsaw. Um, but so that makes the slabs. You just put one gold block and underneath a handsaw, and you do it. And yes, the handsaw does have durability. You can also take two and then make it into a block, so you can undo what you've done without the use of handsaw or anything. So you can undo your mistakes, but you don't get the durability back. Which, when you're in Tekkit Classic, doesn't really matter because you have the totally broken and overpowered EE2 to back you up. Which helps a little bit because I can have practically unlimited diamond hand saws effortlessly without any crafting, mining, or anything. So pretty big bonus of EE2 and Tech Class in general. Anyways, so these are all micro blocks. Each one of these long arcs uses over 60, or I think it's 64, 66, I think, because these strips, these are made out of four slabs, and then two strips on either side. Strips are merely you take this and you go like that and you get some strips. Um, and again, you can undo that by combining them in the way that the handsaw and the block was. So you replace the handsaw with the block and the handsaw with a strip, and you place down the strip where the slab went, and you get a slab back. Um, so rather than on top of each other, it's just side by side. Now, um, basically, each of these long arcs, and there are 24, no, yeah, 24 total, 12 on each side, 4 by 3, 4 by 3 times 2, or 4 by 3 times 2, making, so on and so forth. Um, but essentially, that makes 24 times 60, which is a lot, plus these small arcs. I never really calculated how much they use, but I think it's about 20. Um, for each of these, and there's, I think, 24 of them. Yeah, there's more of them than these, I know that much. And that goes all the way around, except for the top rows on these short sides. These actually don't have the arcs, they wouldn't look as good, and I like the kind of opening up here. Um, yeah. However, everything is micro blocks except for these. These are just solid gold blocks, too thick. And you might be asking, AJ Cannon, why'd you make them too thick? Because simply one thick looked bad. Yes, it was a lot more painful because I did place every single one of these blocks in the walkways by hand. The only things I did not place by hand were the marble floor, the marble parts of the floor. Actually, only the center. I did place the side marble. All of that was done by hand. But the marble floor in the middle, inside of these basalt margins, and the walls, and parts of the ceiling, most of the ceiling was done by filler, handy dandy buildcraft tool that just places a bunch of blocks for you. Um, and I can do a tutorial on some of the buildcraft items if you would like in the future. Um, anyways, most of this was done by hand. Took a very long time, but I think it was worth it. Um, yeah. So, anyways, buildcraft and microblocks don't actually work together because it just doesn't register them as blocks that can place easily. Um, very complicated stuff, but it just doesn't work with the micro blocks. And I don't even think even if the builder, which is, it's a more advanced filter that can copy things, so I could have copied that, put it over there. The only problem being that even if it could do microblocks, which it cannot, which is a big problem, but even if I just wanted to do the walkways in the sandstone, which would be a big help, that takes me about an hour aside, maybe, minus the microblocks, take a lot longer. But even if I could, I would have to invert it, and I don't think you can do that on a builder. Anyways, um, this is my Great Hall, still a work in progress. I'm gonna have to do stairways in each of the corners minus that corner because that has the main stairway that goes up and down. So it'll be a 3 by 3 staircase like the Best of Both Worlds main one. In each of the corners, it'll be 4 out of each side. Oh, just gotta hit F1. Goes like there and there. There you go. So you can see it'll be actually the corner of it will be that, and it'll just be a staircase goes down. Next level it'll be the same thing in each of the corners, and it'll be walled off. I don't know quite what width yet, um, but it will be walled off staircase except for the entrance. And then of course there's the balconies to do, which will make these arcs look even nicer. They will probably be made out of sandstone, because I think more gold would just kind of be out of place. Well, it would be in place, but it wouldn't look as nice. So I'm thinking of doing sandstone balconies and then redoing the lighting on the floor so I don't have a horde of evil mobs, which don't bother me, but bother any visitor to my hall not in full quantum, which is quite a few people. But also just better lighting looks nicer than this kind of splotchiness. But anyways, that is, or rather, this is the Great Hall of AJ Cannon. Um, just an update video, a little shorter, though my rambling may have filled it up to longer than I intended, and it did. So, yeah, without further ado, this will be more completed later on, um, and I'll do a video when it is completed, um, or if anything bad happens or anything like that. Anyways, that'll be it for this episode or update video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. This has been quite a project, but it's been very fun. Anyways, with this beautiful view of my great hall, I leave you. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed the video.